Sure. Today, Tuesday, December 17th, 4:15 p.m. Start with pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to convene a closed session for the purpose of discussing strategies and pending or reasonably imminent litigation, as well as discussion of the character, personal competence, physical or mental health of an individual.
I make a motion to, when we go to closed, for the reasons stated. Second.
Okay. Any questions or discussion? All right, Meredith, agree with the waiver?
Yes.
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 Wendy?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go into closed. We will, given it's 5:20, we'll start with public comment. If you have public comment, please fill out one of the forms. Give Lori Pierce, green sweater. We have Josh Gordon.
Folks, my name is Josh Gordon. I'd just like to, first of all, I got two kids, through the high school. One just graduated, and one is in high school right now, very involved in athletics. So two things I'd like to say. One is my gratitude to the board for the work that you guys have done and the approvals that you've done so far to make what I would say is a significant investment in our athletic programs here, especially from a facility standpoint. And then secondly, and I know this is a message more to the board that's coming than what's sitting here, and I realize that two or three of you won't be here in the next board, but encouragement going forward and a realization that obviously more work still needs to be done in our view with the fourth phase of that plan. And I know that's a heavy lift, a lot of things go involved in that, but just one voice from the community that I think represents many more that we are both, one, have gratitude, and secondly, we would encourage more work to be done in the future. Thank you very much.
Great, thanks.
And I'm off the basket.
All right, we have, let's see, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes regular session minutes of November 19th, closed session minutes of November 19th, travel requests, course approvals, LOI, soil consultation service for master athletic facility plan, owner's rep service contract for the master athletic facility plan, personnel report, check registers for November, and board revenue and expenditures for November 24th.
I make the motion to approve the consent agenda as stated. Second.
Okay, do we have any questions or comments on the consent agenda? All right, all those in favor of approving, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. We will go into employee group reports.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
We just have a few things to report out. First and foremost, our community, as we know, lost a dear friend. We extend sincere condolences to Tim McConnell's family on the devastating news of his passing. He was a beloved colleague and dear friend to so many. We also extend sincere condolences to the family of Matt Hicks, who also unfortunately passed recently. May the McConnell and Hicks family be comforted during this very difficult time. A few weeks back, interim superintendent Caleb Fine approached PCA leadership regarding a state merit pay pilot program under Senate Bill 173, I believe. This program is being offered as a pilot program on a 3 to 5 year schedule. It would only be offered to those teachers who teach a state assessed core subject. Even then, only 25% of the top scoring teachers would be eligible for any merit pay. After a survey was sent out to PCA members and teachers, 90% said no. The reasoning was that a merit pay system would create an environment that is the opposite of a positive working environment. It could create divisiveness, unhealthy competitiveness, and lower morale. In addition, not every teacher would be eligible to participate. Teachers want to work together as a whole unit and celebrate the value that every teacher brings to the table. A merit pay system would create the opposite. We want to express our gratitude to Interim Superintendent Fine for asking PCA's input and for going forward with PCA's recommendation of opting out of this merit pay pilot program. We would like to take a minute to thank our outgoing board members, Andrew, Wendy, and Ann. Thank you so much for your many years of service and dedication to our school district and to our community. From getting through COVID to working with us through salary negotiations, calendar input, policy input, you have worked collaboratively with us and valued our input, and we thank you for that. Under your leadership, employees received one of, if not the largest raise ever in Park City. In addition, a PTO pilot incentive as well as a PTO payout raise were also huge accomplishments, and we appreciate you all honoring the agreement to come back to those discussions this year with the help of Randy Upton and Craig Jensen. In addition, hiring employees at their years of experience coming into Park City School District set the bar for the rest of the nation. Across the United States, teachers are only paid on the salary scale for up to 7 to 10 years of experience when they change school districts and or states, even when they come in with 15 to 20 years of experience. By honoring all of those years of service for incoming teachers, we are now the most competitive school district in the state and one of the most competitive across the nation. This ensures that our students are receiving the best education. Thank you very much for your service to us. We hope everyone has a wonderful holiday break and we will see you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely working with you.
Okay, Mr. Tanner.
Good evening, this is the board operations update for the 17th of December 24th. From the buildings and grounds perspective, we'd like to give a shout out to Todd Hanson and Colby Pierce for their overnight work on the Carly's boiler last week, allowing for school to open last Friday. Park City School District Solar crews and vendors did a great job of snow removal this weekend. And RFP to study district unreinforced masonry will be released this month. And the FY26 capital outlay budgeting process is underway with the target completion of the 28th of February. Transportation, manning is much improved. We're still one contract driver short and we can use 2 to 3 sub drivers. Word of mouth has been one of the best recruiting tools along with the busman that we have out by treasurer. Rich has instituted ongoing leadership meetings within the department to discuss major items. The Transportation Accident Review Committee met last week and it's a cycle of continuous improvement where the department learns from its mistakes. Capital outlay requests are being ginned up in the transportation department to refurbish the doors, which are 20 years old on the bus bays for new wheelchair van and epoxy floors in the shop area. Child nutrition note services, there was a new hire bringing Manning to 100%. The person will start at Ecker on the 6th of January. The staff is excited. All existing staff members in the Child Nutrition Services Department have expressed an interest in returning next year. John presented his plan for absorbing the Treasure Mountain cafeteria staff into the Park City School District operations to HR, and it was well received. Planning continues to have all kitchen participating in food waste management with planned execution of the 6th of January when we come back from break. And John would like to thank the board for their support and looks forward to working with the new members. Human resources, nothing much to report other than the resignation retirement incentive memo went out to all employees last week. From a security perspective, the Summit County budget passed, which included a 50-50 Park City School District split for 4 SROs, with the first SRO anticipated in March or April timeframe at Eckerd. Park City Police Department is advocating for 1 new Park City School District SRO in their budget. They're on the fiscal year as we are in the school districts. That won't get approved like it does until July 1st. The new replacement dean for the school safety specialist at the high school started on the 2nd of December. And Carolyn and Mike have been working with Tricia, and she's off to a great start. All HB 84 mandated security breaks in school needs assessments were submitted in advance of the 31st of December general. Legislative rule changes proposed for House Bill 84 seek to soften the physical security implementation timelines by 5 to 10 years. State mandated safe routes to school plans were updated by the school safety specialists at all of our K-8 schools. Ops will meet on Thursday with Park City Police Department, Park City Transportation, and UDOT to discuss traffic issues and bus exits on Kearns Avenue. Ballistic fill installation is nearing completion on the interior glass rooms at the Eckerville Middle School and High School wings. And 2 new stop signs and lighting changes will be implemented at the Comstock McPullen Treasure intersection for safety. I could go through a construction update for you or master athletic facility plan information, whatever you'd like.
Maybe the athletic plan, just because it's new.
Okay. The master athletic facility plan, the RFPs for the construction manager, general contractor, and design engineering services were released Friday. We hope to have those screened for board recommendation on the 21st of January. A proposal for the owner's rep services, MOCA, and an LOI for solo consulting services at R&R was in the consent agenda. They'd be ratified tonight. The CUP package supporting phases 1, 2, and 4 of the master athletic plan is nearing completion. The project team should be assembled by the 21st of January. Design and engineering work should be going on between January and April of 25. The first phase of construction should start in April and go through August of 25, and the second phase of construction should begin in April of 26 and go through August of 26. Treasure Mountain demo is anticipated for April of 26, allowing the to be used next winter. Internal control compliance, as you remember, OAG, one of the things that was recommended through that audit were some internal control procedures associated with our environmental work and facilities development. So in accordance with policy 1007, the environmental regulation plan, Park City has begun the process required to ensure compliance with the mandates of the Park City Soil Ordinance and the DEQ Environmental Covenant. Our environmental will be a key in assisting us in ensuring compliance for the district. In accordance with policy 1008, facilities development, Park City School District has begun the process required to meet the land use engineering state project number, Park City Soil Ordinance, and environmental covenant requirements. An application to the State Board of Education for a state project number will be submitted within a few weeks, and a conditional use permit application is currently under development with Park City Municipal. We do have a owner's rep with us from Mocha, JD. There's back here if anybody had any questions in great detail. Just a reminder to the public that a construction summary in layman's terms is posted weekly to the district website.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
You learn.
Hello, the first thing we're gonna do is quickly review the courses that were approved. If anybody wants to look at a copy of them, they're right here if you want them. There were 3 for Ecker. One of them is an art course, a 3D art course that will feed into the 3D pathway at the high school. So that was a gap that needed to be corrected. 2 of them are CTE classes. One is a Python coding class, and one's a computer science investigations class that will all feed into career and tech ed pathways at the high school. In the high school, there is one that's the AP seminar. We've requested permission from the state to see if that could count for 10th grade English credit. For right now, if it's offered, it would be elective, but if they give us permission, that is something that we could do that's future facing. But now that we've got the curriculum or the course approved, we can see where we get with permission from the state for that. And that would be a good prep lane for a lot of our AP students. The other courses for the high school help continue to either build out or clean up career and tech ed pathways. One is criminal law. One is AP cybersecurity. That's the course I wish I could take. Influence and content marketing, intro to real estate, and event planning and management. So thank you for approving those courses. I wanted to notify the board that the second half of the English language arts adoption, last year we did the K3, which a big shout out to all our K3 teachers and interventionists. It's been a very heavy lift to work on the writing and content through Wit and Wisdom, the reading through 95%, and also implementing the early intervention software program of Amira. They have been laboring like Trojans and working so hard. I truly believe that a year from now, we'll be glad that we bit off this huge bite, but they're working hard and we are seeing some very positive preliminary things coming in. And we'll see where we are in a couple of months and we will communicate back about that. But the second half of that ELA curriculum adoption for grades 4 through 8, I'm letting you know that we're about to convene the instructional materials adoption committee for that, as is outlined in policy 9050 under all of the regulations that were adjusted last winter. Also, special ed has asked me to let you know that they are looking for appropriate curriculum for human sexuality for severely disabled adult students age 18 through 22 with guardian opt-in only and parent review of all materials. So they've been getting the state training so that they can convene with parents a committee And nothing would be adopted without coming back, they would make a recommendation to the board. And then decisions could be made after that, but they're doing everything to make sure that it's in line with all of our existing policy. They also want to look at a pre-K through high school social skills curriculum to see for students with IEPs, what is appropriate there. And finally, on behalf of teaching and learning, I would like to thank the whole president board for their leadership and support of administration, teachers and students and of my team in the Park City School District. So thank you.
Thanks. Okay, Caleb.
Well, separate report, on the beginning report on the holiday season, knowing that we just have a few days left, and I know our staff is eager for some R&R. But our mission, again, is always to inspire and support all students equitably achieve their academic and social potential. And we are about the whole child, which is student-centered, focused on supporting our students, making sure they're safe, supported, challenged, and healthy. If you want to go to the third slide, Tricia, I do want to thank Anne, Wendy, and Andrew. I know you don't do this for recognition, and I know that it was.
All the glory.
Just
All the glory.
But there is, the highlights for me, having been in this district now in my 16th year, and having y'all be board members for what feels like a while.
Yeah.
Having your kids in my school, the highlights, and I appreciate that, but I think there's three things that have legendary stamps that are gonna pay huge dividends to the future and be what we can continue to build on. And the highlights that I remember, the biggest raises in the history of education in our district, and that's a big deal because there are a lot of hardworking educators top to bottom, and they're much closer to livable than ever. And that was a huge initiative by this team, and it's been continued on in this group. Number two is the buildings, coming on after a failed bond, getting a bond passed by a board, sharing the story and what we believe we can do. And I can't wait to build on these spaces. Now that you're gone, we're gonna have them done. And as the new board members come on, it's a very exciting time for our district. We are set up for success, and you can't forget it, even though we want to, but surviving COVID, that was probably one of the hardest leadership time for boards in the nation. You could not make everyone happy. But ultimately our district managed it well. Our kids have less learning loss than most in the nation due to some of the aggressive and courageous decisions of the board. So those are three things that I will not soon forget. Thank you. You don't do it for recognition, but we have an apple for you, and those things will not be built soon forgotten. And I'm very excited to continue to work. We have new board members that will be inducted in January. We're going to build. And continue to move this incredible district forward because there's still great opportunity for growth, and that's exciting. But thank you, Andrew, Wendy, and thank you.
Thank you.
Yep. So moving on to academic success, we've had some incredible things happening throughout the month. Our Edgar Hill students donated 61 plushies to NICU and 287 plushies to preschoolers in Salt Lake City's and refugee families, so they're getting an opportunity for service in their work. Our Edgar Hill, it was touched on, but they're composting. Our National Honor Society is doing their food drive, which is always a highlight. I'll touch base on that again, our partnership with the Christian Center, but it is incredible. And pictures will be forthcoming with an incredible amount of food. But I think the highlight for me of academic success in this month is in the performing fine arts. When we come into holiday season in December, we have 19, and this is at the secondary level, so Edgar Hill through Park City High School, although I was at my kindergarten, my daughter Parley's in her kindergarten singing performance, which was wonderful today. But speaking just to our secondary schools, we have 19 different fine arts concerts and performances, as well as dance and cheerleading occurring. And this number is incredible. They are double counted. If they're in cheer and they were also part of a concert, that student gets counted both individual. But to do this is 2,651 students involved in student performances. So to speak to an incredible fine arts program, just really impressed with what that team does, teaching and learning. Brett Hughes leading the way, but each and every team, 19 concerts and performances, along with many dance and cheerleading performances. So really incredible, and that's outlined as you can see some of the concerts happening in these corners. This is Mr. Taylor, who has formally announced his resignation, but he, after 30 years in this district, has had an incredible impact on our band department. So you talk about legacy. Moving on to excellent personnel.
Many highlights to share with you. Jamie Sheets is in the audience today. He was awarded this month by the Utah High School Activities Association, the Athletic Director of the Year award. We appreciate his hard work, and he has a few students that are going to share what they're doing later today. But congratulations, Jamie, on that award. Here you have our instructional coaches. They're at their holiday party, but just our instructional coaches, the lift that is happening with that Stacy Briggs talked about in teaching and learning, and those coaches and interventionists have been heavily relied upon. Down here, we have our librarians working on making sure that the library, there's continuity between our library program. And we appreciate Heidi Matthews stepping in and helping support that work as well. And then our last faculty picture at Treasure Mountain Junior High, we were able to bring back anyone who worked in the district was invited back for this picture. It's been a long-standing tradition, and Walk with Purpose was a statement made by, unfortunately, an administrator that had passed away. He was represented there, and Mr. O'Connor, who's also passed away, was represented by this cardboard cutout that seems to be passed around the district, and was taking that picture. But just excellent personnel. I'm very proud of Treasure Mountain Junior High, and we'll miss that camaraderie, but we look forward to realignment. Moving on to the next slide, we had our leadership focus for this month is really on the student leaders. And we had an opportunity to partnership with Tribe Talk, and they did workshops with leadership groups at Treasure Mountain Junior High and Park City High School. Tribe Talk is an organization that helps prepare and empower students to address challenging issues around anti-Semitism. I was able to sit in on a few of those workshops, and they did an incredible job focusing on our leaders and empowering them to address anti-Semitism. Was very powerful. That included student council, Latinos in Action, our current issues. We have multiple sections of that. The Treasure Mountain Junior High leadership class, and then after school, they worked with National Honor Society and the Jewish Student Union. So I believe there were 8 workshops total, and it's very powerful to empower our student leaders. And we're grateful for the Lewis Family Foundation for helping fund that. Next slide is our communication, as we're continuing to focus on 4 areas of communication: our website, keeping it up to date, social media, working with the media, and our newsletter and podcast, which come out each and every month, and we'll keep cruising through. So community alliances, a big month of community alliances. When we talk about pre-K enrollment starting in January, and thinking about the Park City Community Education Foundation and the Park City Community Foundation and how they help fund and support those things. We're very grateful for that alliance. The Pete's House came in and did lessons on prevention and healthy relationships, online safety, boundaries, and self-care. That was specific at Eckerd Hill Middle School. It was not this month, but recently PC Reads helped with professional development for our K-3 literacy teachers. And then the Holiday Joy and partnering with the Christian Center for the food drive is a very exciting high school time, and that's transfused all the way down to Treasure Mountain, and they're helping out as well. And then the last couple partnerships, again, the People's Health Clinic this month with school site vaccinations and outreach coordinations, and then again, the Park City Community Foundation with their support of the Early Childhood Alliance, which preschool registration starts in January, which we're hoping it attracts a lot of preschoolers and we can provide a lot of support to our community. So with that being said, we're heading into winter break. I want to take a moment to express gratitude for the incredible dedication of our team, our community partners, and everyone that supports the Park City School District. The success of our schools is not possible without the collective passion to see every student achieve their full potential. It's time to recharge, connect with loved ones. We hope it's a joyous season. And as we turn to the new year, we're excited to bring on new board members and continue to build this incredible district. So thank you. And here we go. We'll keep moving forward.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks. All right, we have a presentation from the Miners Athletic Advisory Committee. Yes, come up and join, please.
Rylan and Sonia are here with us today. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Rylan Becker. I'm a junior at the high school, and I'm on the cross country and track and field team.
I'm Sonia Preston. I'm a junior at Park City High School as well, and I'm also on the cross country and track team.
They volunteered. They weren't forced to be here. I wanted to first say thank you and express my appreciation for all of the work you did on the athletics facility master plan. There's a lot of excitement, obviously, in the circles that I'm in every day, of people that are talking about it, and they're very excited. So thank you very much. The reason that we're here is give you an update on a new group that was put together this fall with the help of Dr. Joe, interim superintendent Fine had a little bit of influence in that as well, and Dr. St. James is also involved. We came up with the name, the Miners Athletic Advisory Committee, just go with the MAC, but you can see the description there. It's essentially to give our kids that are involved in extracurriculars right now, specifically athletics, a student voice in what's going on, to be able to talk about what's going well, what's not going well, what we need to do to improve the culture, to change the culture. And they're the ones that own this thing. We work for them. And so making sure that they've got that ownership and are able to express it. So, we've had 4 meetings, as you can see right there so far. And, up to this point, there was a conversation last Friday that I wasn't a part of, Fridays ago, because I was out. That I'm gonna let Rylan and Sonia, talk to you about, but so far, we worked on essentially a athletic department vision, mission, and guiding principles. And we've let the students pretty much run that. And so you can kind of see where they're at. We're still kind of in the mix of getting them finalized, but we've got some firm stuff there. You can see what the vision is. There's 2, there'll probably be a mashup of that. And if they decide to change it, it might tweak a little bit. And then I think the mission is pretty solid from the discussion we had. They kind of came up with swing the pick, with the PICK being an acronym on there for presence, impact, consistent, and kindness. And then they're still working on the guiding principles. So when we start back up in January, they'll be hitting those pretty hard and getting us finalized. Right now, we have about 18 to 20, depending on the day. Students involved. A couple of the students are representing multiple activities. We're trying to make sure that everybody's represented. And as we go into next year, we'll be adding, because right now it's just athletics, but we want to get the rest of the groups, the extracurricular groups with the activities added in as well. So it could potentially be a very large group. So we're trying to navigate what that looks like to be most effective. So I do want to give Rylan and Sonia a chance to kind of talk about their experiences with it so far.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah, so I was actually part of the current issues class last year that proposed this plan. I wasn't like directly involved in it, but we kind of all collaborated on it. So it was cool to be invited to actually be on the committee as well. It's obviously changed a little bit. It's mainly athletics right now, as Jamie was talking about, but it's a very cool group. It's nice to be with. It's definitely a variety of different kids, which is awesome. So we have a diversity of opinions and perspectives. And for the moment, we've really just gotten started, but we're really looking to see where we want to go with our athletics department as a whole and setting goals there, which is super exciting. And also I think this is just going to be a great pathway to address, as we've kind of already talked about, just address like some issues in environment of sports teams, and just try to serve as leaders for the environment of the school as a whole. So yeah, this is a really cool opportunity and it's awesome to be part of this.
I agree with Sonia on most of that. I also just really like how I do agree that there is a lot of issues within the athletics department at the high school, our high school, and many other schools. There's just so many areas where athletes they're in an area of vulnerability, and coaches can take advantage of that. And I just think it's very necessary to have this and allow students to have a say, especially because it's their sport. They're here to have fun. They should be able to have a say on what they're being coached on and who their coach is and what rules that they have to follow. And I think at the beginning, Jamie was mentioning how students don't listen to those assemblies that we always hold, that our principals always hold. They listen to their teammates, their other students that go to the school. So I think it's very necessary to have a group of students that can represent all the students at the school, and also like this swing the pick thing, people aren't going to use it if they don't have another group of students bringing it to them and telling them about it. If a principal or Mr. Bobby's telling them about it, they won't really care that much.
Any questions for Sonia or Rylan or myself?
No, thank you guys.
Thanks for doing this.
I would like to extend the invitation that I think you received via email, at least I hope you did, for Saturday.
I'm signed up.
Saturday is our
Oh, yeah.
Youth for A Meals Project. I usually try to, I got a little bit bigger this year with it, because they're trying to get 1,000 meals. We did 800, I think, last year, so we're trying to get to 1,000. So, please feel free to share it and look forward to seeing everybody there on Saturday morning. So, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for coming.
All right, move on to school closure of Treasure Mountain. Having received input, I'd like to hold a vote to approve closing Treasure Mountain Junior High for the the 25-26 school year.
Make the motion to go on closing Treasure Mountain for the 25-26 school year. Second.
Okay, do you have any further discussion, questions around closing Treasure? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that passes. Yeah, I'm sorry, Caleb.
I know. Yeah, right. Good luck. Yeah.
All right, we have 5 policies for posting. I will entertain a motion to post the following policies: 4006 cash management, 5005 building access and security, 7040 extra duty assignments, 9080 graduation credits, and 10005 entrance age.
I make a motion to post the policies as stated. Second.
Okay, do we have any discussion on these 5 policies for posting?
No.
Okay, all those in favor of posting these 5 policies, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, passes. We have 5 policies for adoption. I'll entertain a motion to adopt the following policies: 4005 purchasing procedures, 7030 employee suggestions and complaints, 9045 district sponsored athletic and academic travel, 9100 recognizing religious freedoms and rights of conscience in schools, and 11001 Title I parent engagement.
I make a motion to adopt the policies stated. Second.
Okay, any questions, or do we have any public feedback on these, Lori?
I don't, but can I just mention policy 4005 purchasing procedures? That one was not put forward last month for posting, but it's here for you to approve. We needed to put a chart in there, and it was simply a chart that showed the purchasing limits, and Randy can speak to that, but we didn't want to put it in there without the board seeing it and approving that chart, but.
Yeah, so the auditors, external auditors, when they came in, said it would be nice to have a chart in there for easy reading. Cause there's a lot of code and a lot of language in that policy, so the wording of the policy is not changing
Substance is the same.
whatsoever. It's just the chart, and at the bottom, we've got a flow chart and we've added to it.
Right.
All right, any questions on these policies? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have 1 policy to retire, which is school reopening. Policy 3001. I'll entertain a motion, retire policy 3001.
I make a motion to retire policy stated. Second.
Okay, any questions or comments on this one? All right, all those in favor of retiring policy, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, I will, let's see here. Do we have one more public comment?
We do, but I'm not sure if that's just part of the hearing part. It's on athletic.
Joe? You here? Okay. You wanna speak?
Sure.
All right, cool.
My name is Joe Bromley. I'm a Park City resident. I have 2 kids in the Park City School District, and I've had each one in there since 2014. Just wanted to make a comment on the athletics facilities master plan here on the Currents campus. Just wanted to compliment you on what I think is has been a thoughtful process where you engage the community and the stakeholders and listen to input and feedback from the community. I think it's a much better plan than the plan that was put forth in 2015, which lacked some of that. And I like the idea of the revenue or lease revenue bonds because I'm not sure. It's kind of tough to get the community input and community backing on things other than education when it comes to the school district. So I think that makes a lot of sense. It's not a perfect plan. Seems like those plans never are, but it's a vast improvement and much needed facilities, I think. And I know you guys get plenty of negative feedback, and you're in a job that doesn't pay anything and is often thankless. So thought I would just give you some positive feedback tonight and say thank you for your work and thank you for what you do, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion now to adjourn to the local building authority.
I make a motion to adjourn to the local building authority. Second.
Okay, all those in favor of adjourning and opening the local building authority, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. We will now have 4 minutes until a public hearing on the building authority. So if anyone needs to take a break, we will reconvene the public hearing at 6 o'clock sharp.
Before you leave,
Can't do it before the.
Yeah. You guys traveling?
Okay. You want to sign it now?
Well, he won't let me.
Yeah, you can't sign for
Yeah. You won't let me.
Our financial advisor is watching to make sure we do it right.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
I'm gonna start building my house.
Badge. Turning in my badge. No, I haven't seen her yet. She did all of her, I think we did all of her teachers. Oh, by the way, $150 each for you for next year purposes. Start the public hearing now. Local building authority, it is 6 o'clock on the 17th. A resolution of the local building authority of Park City School District, Utah, the authority authorizing the issuance and sale of not more than 38 million aggregate in principal.
Sorry, we have to have the hearing first. We have to open up if there's any public.
Okay, do we have any public comment? Okay.
Okay, you're good.
A resolution of the local building authority of Park City School District, Utah, authority authorizing the issuance and sale of not more than 38 million aggregate principal amount of lease revenue bonds, series 2025, the series 2025 bonds, delegating to certain officers of the authority the ability to approve the final terms and provisions of the series 2025 bonds, authorizing and approving a second supplemental indenture of trust, a bond purchase agreement, a First Amendment to a master lease agreement, security documents, a ground lease, and other documents necessary for the issuance of the series 2025 bonds. Authorizing and approving the use and distribution of a preliminary official statement and an official statement authorizing the taking of all other actions necessary to the consumption of the transactions contemplated, or sorry, to the consummation of the transactions contemplated by this resolution and related matters.
Moving on, motion to adopt that resolution?
Yeah.
Making a motion to adopt the resolution. I second that.
Okay, any conversation or questions on that resolution? All right, all those in favor of adopting, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes. We will now adjourn the meeting of the local building authority and re-enter our regular session.
Make a motion to adjourn the building authority meeting.
Okay,
I second that.
okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, decision 1501, authorizing resolution of the board. A resolution of the board, or I'll entertain a motion to approve the following resolution. A resolution of the Board of Education of Park City School District, Utah, authorizing and approving the execution and delivery of a First Amendment to the master lease agreement by and between the board and the local building authority of Park City School District, Utah. Authorizing the execution and delivery of a bond purchase agreement and a ground lease agreement, authorizing the issuance and sale by the authority of not more than 38 million aggregate principal amount of lease revenue bonds, series 2025. Authorizing a supplemental indenture, preliminary official statement, and official statement, security documents, and other documents necessary for the issuance of the bonds. Authorizing and approving the use and distribution of a preliminary official statement and an official statement. Authorizing the taking of all other actions necessary to the consummation of the transactions contemplated by this resolution and related matters.
I make a motion to approve the resolution of the board. Second that.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that passes. I will now make a motion to adjourn this meeting until the next regularly scheduled meeting, which is going to be on January 21st at 4 p.m.
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting until the regular meeting in January. I second that.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned.